most of us, we spend our time in management duties, that is like meetings, calls, presentations, emails, etc. You get the idea, right? But there are even more important activities than simply doing management tasks. We rarely take out the time for such an activity. It's only when management tasks compound over 5 to 6 years that we lose track of who we actually are and regret starts kicking in. Yo guys, namaskaram. So today I wanted to talk about luck in general, and it's inspired by this person called Naval Ravikant. So he's a very famous investor, and he also has a very good podcast on the side going for him. So you should definitely check out his content. Very practical insights and just rooted in reality. A practical philosopher, if I may say. Okay. So, just to start this video, like Naval says that there are roughly four types of luck. The first is blind luck, which means that we are completely out of control. It includes factors like where we are born, who are our parents, and just the general circumstances of our lives. The second type of luck comes from motion. So, when you're doing like too many things and stirring up dust in the air, it requires a lot of your energy and time, but it does offer the possibility of creating a lot of opportunities for yourself. The third type of luck comes from a certain sense of awareness. It's just that through your sheer depth of understanding and awareness of a particular field, you become good at spotting luck, which then helps you to position yourself in such a way that you can leverage on lucky breaks that are happening or may happen in that field to benefit you. The last type of luck is unique and weird to your personality. It can also be termed as having the specific knowledge that only you possess, which makes opportunities come to you. People want to do deals through you and make them win. This is usually the type of situation or leverage that we may want to possess in life. Most people in their career rely upon lucky chances or breaks, but in reality, that never happens. We must strive to consciously position ourselves in a world where opportunities flow to us. Whenever we are faced with making any decision, we must ask ourselves which one of the two or three paths would help me in getting lucky. Relating to this, I would now like to stress upon some more important points. It's related to a professional career, but for most of us, we spend our time in management duties, that is like meetings, calls, presentations, emails, etc. You get the idea, right? But there are even more important activities than simply doing management tasks. The second type of activity is consumption, which means investing time in reading and upskilling yourself, which can help you with more lucky breaks. All new ideas which might transform your life come when you invest time in this. But we hardly do so in our professional lives. It's a voluntary battle which you must pick so that your future self can thank you. The third type of activity is creation, which means investing your time into creating something for the world. It's the singular most important factor which would drive your growth, but we hardly time invest for this. The more you create, the more lucky you will get in the world, since you would then have a higher probability of reaching your dreams. To understand this better, let's tackle this analogy. So, if you throw darts every single day, the worst case scenario is that there would be at least one day that you will hit the bullseye. It's better than the person who has never tried. So, logically, who do you think is in a much better position strategically from a long term perspective? The last type is reflections, the type of activity which is a must so that you can know where you're going in life. We rarely take out the time for such an activity. It's only when management tasks compound over 5 to 6 years that we lose track of who we actually are and regret starts kicking in. It's imperative that at least one day in a week or 2 weeks for that matter, you just sit with yourself quietly and introspect the trajectory of your life. It's important to understand like which type of activity currently dominates your time, and then schedule in time to do the activities that would position you in a good place in the long run. The ideal thing is to just do the activities and stuff that will make you overall lucky in life. Or to be more specific, things that cater to your unique and weird personality, which would help you be in that position of the fourth type of luck. So I would like to share this quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson, wherein he says that, and I quote, "Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." End quote. So coming from this perspective, there is also a more subtler insight, like when we are trying to change our lives. We want a certain sort of acknowledgement from people to assure us that we are going in the right path. We must not do that. What if the person is motivated by jealousy and envy and does everything in their power to stop you from improving? It's better that you just acknowledge your own self and keep on walking your own path. A life which is ruled by the opinions of others, their moods, judgments, and whatnot is essentially of a slave, and fundamentally, you're not free. That's not what your life is craving for at the core most level. People usually are not seeing the world from your perspective. It's your responsibility to make them see the world from your perspective, but with your actions and not words. Initially, don't put any effort into changing people who don't want to change. If someone has a consistent pattern of just being an asshole and not changing, let them be their own self. You just save your energy and move. Better to invest your time in those actions which might change your life. Anyhow, I would like to end this video with the idea that luck only happens to people who are willing to put in the time to make that lucky breaks come to them. So, anyhow, let me know what you feel about it. This is just a small video which I wanted to record specifically on luck, and I'll go more deeper on this, but let me know what you feel about this. And until then, this is Debashish from Debu Ki Dastak signing off. Cheers.